Hello everybody, it is I, Big Al, once again, and welcome to another edition of Al-Nebriation. Today we're going to be making two types of a drink known as a buck. Now what is a buck? A buck is a cocktail made from ginger beer, some kind of citrus, and some kind of spirit. And today we're going to be making two of the most well-known bucks in the cocktail world. We're going to be making a Moscow Mule, and we're also going to be making a Dark and Stormy. First, let's take a crack at the Moscow Mule. Now, as I've said many times, I am not a historian, I am not a bartender, I'm not a mixologist, but what I do know is that a Moscow Mule is usually served in a copper cup. I have two examples right here. Let me give you a closer look. This one is more cup-shaped. I use this for Red Fair as part of my character costume. And this is more along the lines of a traditional Moscow Mule. You'll see the divots in the middle. So, we're going to be using this one today. Now, historically speaking, the Moscow Mule, what I do know about the Moscow Mule is that it was conceived in Hollywood. In the late 40s, early 50s, and it was originally made using Smirnoff vodka, and that's my dog. Give me a second. Come on, Bubba. There he is. There's the goodest boy in the whole wide world. It's beautiful out, so I've been letting him out constantly to get some fresh air. Where was I? Ah, yes, the original Moscow Mule was made using Smirnoff. Why can't I fucking say it? Smirnoff vodka and Barrett's ginger beer, both which are still obviously around. I've had Barrett's ginger beer. It's actually quite good. Now, mules are very easy to make. All you need is vodka. You need about 2 ounces of vodka. You need half a lime. Squeeze the whole damn thing in there, and then you top it with ginger beer over ice and stir it. So first, let's get some ice. Handy dandy ice tray right here. There we go. Got enough ice in there. Next, let's pretend we're cutting open a lime and squeezing the fresh juice into it. About half an ounce. Half an ounce in there. And then finally, we need some vodka. Now, you may be wondering, Al, what the fuck even is this? This isn't Smirnoff. Well, it's actually a vodka that I infused myself. This is a vodka that is infused with a little bit of brown sugar and wildflower. And if you take yep, it's the same wildflower blend that I use in my mead. So this is more or less going to be a wildflower mule. But you can use pretty much any old vodka, and Bob's your uncle. So let's put about 2 ounces of vodka in there. Bad boy off. And then we'll top it with ginger beer. Now I'm using Fever Tree ginger beer. It's a really good ginger beer. Plus they come in these little tiny cans. They're only about yay big. And it's the perfect amount for topping off your cocktails so you don't have a bunch left over in the can. And then we just take a little cocktail spoon, stir it around a little bit. Behold, the Moscow Mule. Definitely tastes a wildflower. It's quite pleasant, and it plays really well with the ginger and the lime. But we're going to set that aside for now. And we are going to make our second buck. Now, our second buck is kind of weird because there's actually a legal precedent for it. It's known as the Dark and Stormy. And sometimes it's considered a tiki drink, sometimes it isn't. That aspect of it has been contested for years. And I say there's legal precedent to it because if you sell this drink in a bar and you are not using Gosling's Black Rum, then it's not a Dark and Stormy. And actually, to be honest, I fucked up. I fucked up a bit. The original ginger beer. See, I told you I wasn't a fucking historian. I fuck things up all the time. The original ginger beer for the Moscow Mule is not Barrett's. That's for the Dark and Stormy. The original Moscow Mule ginger beer was Cock and Bull, which again is still you can still see it on store shelves today. Which I've also tried. It's another lovely ginger beer, very strong in the ginger aspect. But anyway, Gosling's Rum Company has trademarked the name Dark and Stormy. So if you are selling this in a bar and they catch you selling it without using Gosling's Black Rum, that's the one with the seal on it. That's the one with the seal on it. You know, arf arf. You know, one of those. Then they might be able to sue you. So you have to come up with some legally distinct name for it. So I'm going to maybe call this one, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. We'll just call it Dark and Stormy, right? Fuck them. You know, what are they going to do? Sue me? So, again, I don't have Gosling's Rum. I'm not selling this as a Dark and Stormy. Let's just say that this is what a Dark and Stormy would be if you used Barrett's Ginger Beer and Gosling's Black Seal Rum. So, again, I have a decanter full of a mystery liquid, and it's got a sweet-ass skull top on it. You're probably wondering, okay, what's this mystery liquid? Well, we're talking about rum. It's a rum, and it is a rum that I spiced myself. It's essentially homemade Captain Morgan. Oh, God, it's so good. Huge notes of cinnamon and molasses and orange and clove and what have you. So, once again, we're going to fill our container full of ice. This is a highball drink, so we're serving it in a highball glass. Put the ice away before it melts completely. Okay. And very similar, in fact, almost identical process of making a Moscow Mule. Again, pretend I have a fresh lime in my hand. We're going to squeeze about half an ounce of lime juice out of there. That's empty, so we're going to take some Nellie and Joe's famous Key West lime juice. Put that in there. Again, about half an ounce. Then we'll put half an ounce of half an ounce of Gosling's Black Seal Rum. I'm sorry, 2 ounces of it. That's one. Wow, I'm just making a fucking mess out of everything. Jesus. I only took one sip of my fucking Moscow Mule and I'm already causing a mess. And then you top it with the ginger beer. Give it a stir. And there's the Dark and Stormy. Named after its ingredients. The dark is the rum. Stormy is the ginger beer. I'm just making a fucking mess out of everything. But how does it taste? Well, not surprisingly, it tastes delicious. is a very good drink. Almost tastes a little bit like a Suffering Bastard, if you remember the last episode. But because it's a rum, because it's a spiced rum that I use, you get notes of cinnamon, you get notes of clove, you get notes of vanilla and orange peel. It's just, oh, it's so good. And if you were to use, I guarantee that if you were to actually use Black Seal rum, Gosling's Black Seal rum, you'll get a far richer, more molassesy taste, like a Demerara or a dark rum. But anyway, these are the $2. The Moscow Mule, made with vodka, ginger beer, and lime, and the Dark and Stormy, made with rum, ginger beer, and lime. Thank you for watching, everybody. This is Big Al. Cheers. Over and out.